Hello everyone and welcome to the very first Minecraft mod pack that we will be playing. This is EMC to the Sky. I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome to EMC to the Sky, everybody. This is a questing Minecraft Skyblock mod pack. It is modded. It's not like vanilla Minecraft mod pack. I don't know if I'll be doing. I've never actually played it, but maybe we'll do it eventually. But I do really enjoy modded mod packs, and this is an EMC focused mod pack, and essentially I guess to explain, EMC, it's in the top left corner if you don't play modded super often. We have a little mini-map on the top right, and I'm not even sure what that microphone is on the bottom left, but we're going to leave it like that, because I don't know how to turn it off. And then we got the materials in use, we got Tinker's Construct, there's a bunch of little mods like this. If you played modded, a lot of the basics are in here. I guess it's quite a new version. I think the last time this mod got updated was a few months ago, and it's not that far off. I think it's like 1.16. It's not like a super old mod pack, it's quite new. But you do start with this floating island, which is uncharacteristic of most Sky Factories and most Skyblocks. You know, most of the time, you will be starting on like one block, and you'll start with nothing but this tree. But for some reason, we also have FTB Ultimine, we're starting with this entire section. But since we're starting with EMC, a lot of this stuff will be automated, and it'll be pulled out, and we'll be putting it into this system of points that we can essentially pull the same items out that are worth those points and pull out more items, new stuff that are worth the amount of EMC we have. And currently we have 0, but we will have a lot more soon. So I'm going to just grab one more of these trees and then plant it again. As you can see, we do have the, I don't even know what it's called actually, but the mod that makes you twerk, and this thing has bone meal. Let me get closer. See, this thing grew really quickly. It's a really fun mod, but also it has the version where you can run around and do that, and that makes it a lot more useful to use this mod. So obviously here we're starting with a lava generator, or not a lava generator, we're gonna get free lava later. There's a cobblestone generator. It is set up in a strange way, but you'll find out soon why it's set up like this and why this is a lot more useful, but also why this is going to become obsolete in like 2 seconds. So let's look at the mods really quickly. The first useful info tips page, let's read through a few of these. Seeds. Have you touched grass today? This is just telling you pretty much how to start the mod pack. It's just talking about seeds, and we'll be using bone meal to get seeds and stuff like that, just like the normal things like that. Also, it's just saying to EMC things immediately. So once we get the EMC tablet, we will be doing that pretty quickly. I'm gonna just check these things off because I don't want to have them on. It's also talking about FTB Ultimine. It is essentially a vein miner or excavation option. We can change the shape by scrolling when you get there. Water. There's no need. We have water here. I'm not sure why this is here, actually. But yeah, like it says, once we get iron buckets, we can start duplicating the water because it is EMCable. Moving on to this. Twerking for trees is the mod. Twerk it meal, I guess. Twerk it meal is the mod. But it also is crouching, but also it is running. So it's any movement that's pretty high up there. So the running is a lot more useful, especially when we get into maybe using mystical craft and just having certain crops, because certain things aren't EMCable. So they'll be very, very useful once we get there. Just running around and FTB ultimining the crops away. And then the main mod pack of EMC to the Sky is Project D, of course, right? So once we get the plate, we'll be able to start putting things in, and, you know, it'll be fun. There are things that are, I guess, quote-unquote locked off, but I don't really know. Every pack has it different, so I wonder what the default is. Probably everything is EMCable from like the default mod, but everybody changes it and makes it a little harder, so it's not super easy. Although this is, I do have to say, this is a very beginner friendly mod pack. I would recommend this one, or watching through this, to understand the basics of mods, and you know, it's also quite up to date, but it is a very easy basics mod pack, and the questing system is very, very in depth. There are things that aren't on there, but a lot of the stuff to get through it's here. And yes, this one says most chapters have a reward for completing 100%, so we'll be going for that because they do have good rewards, which is just more EMC or certain items that we can use. And then REI, or JEI, which is this on the right side. If you've never played modded, this is the list of all the recipes. You can check recipes and what they're used for, so like how to make, I guess, a chest, and this is the recipe for this specific chest, I guess, for some reason. Oh, actually, I guess there's no oak chest. Interesting. I didn't even notice that. There's no regular oak chest. You can make it with other wood. You can also see what its uses are with right click. Left click is to check the recipe. Right click is to check the usages. This is the same thing with when an item is in your inventory, but when we get there, we'll try that again. I'll just repeat it a few times. But it also just tells you what it does. So you can look through all these pages of things, and there's a lot of shit that it does. There's a ton of stuff that you really, really want to get into, but you know, not everything you gotta touch, but there is a lot of recipes. You can search for everything down here, right? So books, you know, a lot of stuff. And you can search for mods, actually. A lot of people I don't think know this, but like we have Ars Nouveau. So Ars Nouveau is a magic mod pack, which I don't know if I actually touched. I was just excited to have it in here because I really loved it in Dawncraft. But you search the add button, and then you search the mod, and it searches for everything in that mod. So there's 2 pages of stuff from this mod. But let's move on. Let's keep going to the questing book because we do have got to go through this to actually start. So these are chapter rewards. These are the rewards for completing full pages, and we'll get through a lot of these pretty quickly. So once we complete an entire page like this, we'll get the reward for this page. So these are utility mods. These are the optional stuff. We'll just accept these really quickly so we can get these items. So this is, what mod is this? What mod is this? This is the personal shrinking mod, I guess. The personal shrinking device. What mod is this from, actually? Compact machines. That's right. So compact machines is just a mod where you have these like single block spaces that you can shrink yourself into, and they're like smaller areas. So at some point you can get a 13 by 13 by 13, which will take a while, actually. I think this is like diamond. This is probably like netherite or something. It'll take a while for us to get there. I don't know if I'll actually use them, but they do make subspaces that give you more room, I guess, if you would like to. I'm fine. We're in a skyblock and we have infinite room in all directions, so we might not actually touch this, but it'd be interesting to see. Also, to actually just get to the rewards for it, so we'll probably do that. These are the botany pots. We will probably use these in case we use, I don't know, for certain crops, since we can't EMC everything. Some crops will probably be put in these power pots eventually, but for now, it's not much of a worry. I don't think this one has a reward. This is just kind of telling you what mods exist. So there's waystones, there's an angel ring, there's construction wands, and building gadgets. I'm going to be using this a lot. I might use this later. Backpacks, sophisticated backpacks are so good. Storage drawers are amazing. There's like different kinds of hoppers. There's cobblestone generators, which could be useful, but they're not very far in EMC. I believe iron furnaces are broken, so I'm going to leave that there. There's Macaw's mod, so it has a bunch of like decoration stuff. Is it Macaw's? Yeah, Macaw's. Wooden shears, sleep charms. I don't know what actually all of this stuff does, but there's a bunch of stuff that's useful. Dark utilities, useful. Portable tanks, good. Energy storage. I haven't played with Modpack that has this in a while. And angel blocks, and that's just a tank. But there's a lot of stuff, and it's just kind of telling you what exists. There's mob grinding utilities, which actually will be useful once we create a mob farm, which I assume we'll do eventually. I don't know if it's necessary, but I think it would be... Well, actually, no, it is necessary to get into certain mods. We will be doing it at some point. But starting with the basic resources. This is telling us about set home. There's a command that most of the time that exists in modded stuff, or actually just normally, I think. You can click set home, and wherever you are in any dimension, and wherever you are in the overworld, you can just click home, and it'll teleport you back here. It doesn't cancel your fall damage. You will still get hurt, but you shouldn't die, especially if you fall into the void. It'll be fine. You'll just go to 1 heart if you're on full health. But this is our very first quest. Starting the adventure. It has taken a little while, but we're finally here. The first task, sponging the tree, getting some stuff. We got bread, we got the transmutation table, and a bunch of woods, so we can EMC these and decorate the base however we would like to. So I'm going to throw everything in there. See, it's all in here. We have 160 EMC, because these all have their own point systems. So they raise the EMC on the top left corner, and they've filled up some stuff in here. So we're going to put some saplings in here, the sticks, the logs, the apples, and the bread. I'm going to keep these up here for now. So since we have, this costs 72, we have 1,584. This is equivalent exchange, essentially. So I can shift click and take out as much as possible, which is 22 bread. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't have like anything. So I'm going to try and get some more wood. We're going to get some more EMC. And just also get some wood to get a crafting table and stuff like that. But it's very easy to just kind of like go like this. And we're gonna, if you want to learn something without getting rid of it, this gets rid of it. Right click it into here or shift click it, it'll put it in there. But if you put it in here, it learns it as well in this section over here, and then you can just take it back in case you don't want to lose it or you don't remember what it was. Stuff like that will happen. So, you know, it's not completely necessary to get rid of it. But we're gonna essentially be making everything that's available to EMC'd, put into here, learned into the system, and then we're going to put the item down. So I'm going to put it over here. That's good. But yeah, also we start with this whole area. So this stuff, I'm going to check this later actually, because this is going to be quite useful. I'm not sure if this was intended, but we can take this andesite and we can take this granite for decoration, but also we'll need it for certain items later once we can take it back from polished into regular andesite and granite. There's regular granite down here, and there's not regular andesite or diorite anywhere, but we can revert it with the chill mod, which is something I really also enjoy using, and we'll get to it when we get to it. It's gonna take a little while until we get iron, I guess, right? Let's take this and let's put it in here. Let's learn it really quickly. What are our first quests? Let's see what we got. Right, the cobblestone generator. So our first quest is to get 64 cobblestone. So simply break the 4 polished andesite blocks next to the water, and then the one holding the lava above, and the cobblestone should begin generating. So we get a pickaxe, and we're gonna break this. Select that. I'm gonna do this before I break the lava, just so I can actually get these back. Just in case I don't want to get pushed into lava or lose these blocks, because they are worth EMC, but also, you know, we'll get to that point where we can use them again. So the 16 EMC, it adds a little. There's one right here that burns. It's okay. What I'm gonna do really quickly is grab these out so I can EMC them. So I'm gonna mark it, and we're gonna put it back. And I don't know if we've got a granite. Did we get a granite? I'm gonna mark it and put it back. Yeah, we need to learn it. So that's fine. Well, we can make regular granite later. Also, there's nothing below this, so I'm not gonna take it out. I could get that one, but that's fine. It's not necessary right now. So the first use of FTP Ultimine, if you see this, it can break everything that's like the same block. So if I did this to the platform, it would break the entire platform probably. But if I did this to the cobblestone, I'll just take one bit of, okay, well, it's gone. If I just do this to the cobblestone, oh God, come on, please. I want to collect it really quickly. There we go. And then we can FTP Ultimine this, and then mine's all 4 at the same time. You can make it as long as you want to, or you can make it as tall as you want to, you know. If you want to collect more cobblestone at once, you could do that. There are cobblestone generators, and this will become obsolete in like 2 seconds. I'm just doing this to keep talking. But we're going to stick this into the... God damn, okay. Well, I'm going to do it like this because it's taking too long. I'm losing it all. So, Caesar for cobblestone. The cobblestone, I believe, is worth like 1. Yeah, it's worth 1. So, we're going to do this. It gives us stone, which gives us another building material, but we're going to shove it in there. So it learns it, and then moving on. One thing that's a little different about most of these mod packs, from what I've played so far, I play a lot of these Sky Factory, SKYBLOCK mod packs, and you don't usually start with making a Tinker's Table. There's also a difference in recipe, which we'll go through in a second, but immediately what we're going to do is make gravel, sand, and dust, and, you know, it's going to be a very fun time, you know? It's going to be a little different, so you're going to learn a little once we get to that point, because there are very different recipes here. Oops, I don't need that much. Also, if you're wondering why I'm not making the Tinker's Crafting Table, it's because it doesn't exist. I believe it's written down somewhere. God, I don't remember where. It's in one of these, right here. Here it is. Where's the crafting table gone? This is a chapter we sure. The Tinker's Crafting Table recipe has been disabled due to duplication glitch, so it doesn't exist, which is fine. I do really like that crafting table, but it's not here currently, so we'll get to that point, and we'll make the smeltery soon. I guess first what we should probably be doing, well, let's make the hammer really quickly, and then we'll stick it into the machine, and then we'll start decorating, actually, because I really do want to do that. We're going to make our upgraded tools. I don't particularly need upgraded everything. There's no need for a shovel yet, but, you know, we'll make the axe, and we'll make this, and we'll make a sword just in case. Because at some point there will be phantoms. We're not going to get to the point where we have wool for a little while. Well, we can do it now, but we'll do it in a hot second, so we can worry about it in a little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is not waste too much time. I'm going to do this really quickly. I'm going to choose dark oak. Got as much as I could. I'm going to do that, and then learn this material, and then pull it back, and then make some slabs. Learn that material and put it back so we can pull them out later. And then we're going to put that back in, and we're going to just pull the slabs out because I want more slabs. So what we're going to do is do the normal expanding of the base. I'm going to put this here, put that there. And oh, the first thing we should make actually, the wand. These are building wands. I don't know, other mods have something similar, or this is the mod that I'm thinking of. But it just essentially lets you place. Usually it tells you what block, and it usually tells you like a little outline. For some reason, it doesn't work properly sometimes. Maybe it's the slabs, maybe it's the material. Sometimes it just kind of doesn't show it to you. But obviously, it's placing down 2 at a time. As long as it's in my inventory, you can see it kind of going down. I'm making a platform, and I'm making it a little bit bigger with these slabs. Usually, there's like a little white box that encases the area you would be doing, but there's whatever. There's not a complete need for it. Also, since I'm holding shift and scrolling, it gives me like a direction thing. I'm gonna just get the restrictions to none. I don't really use them, but maybe at some point I'll find a use for it. But for now, no restrictions. Just kind of doing this for a while. I'll be using this a lot. There's also a building gadget that I've not touched yet, but it requires power, so we won't be there for a little while. But we're gonna just do this for a hot second. Complete little pattern we have, and just making it a little longer, and then we'll encase it and make it look nicer, whatever, later. All right, that didn't go as long as I thought, so we're gonna keep going. All right, so we're making a crook. We're gonna learn that. So we can get string really quickly, so we don't have to worry about phantoms anytime soon. This mod does have ex nihilo. I do not think there's a need for sieving. I think it's an option, but I don't think you have to, and I'm not gonna. So what we're gonna do is try and get a bunch of leaves. That's a little bit more than the regular. We'll extend this thing. Oh, actually, while this is going, one thing we can do, which I am gonna try, is to get this dirt out and not to lose it. I'm gonna put the slab here, grab it, and then put it in here and learn dirt. Dirt is also 1 EMC, by the way, so it doesn't take that much. I'm gonna try and grab you. Great. Okay, good. And we're gonna grab out as much dirt as we can. Well, just to fill this gap that we just made from the cobblestone, and then that should be fine. Was it here? Oh, it was over here. I just put this thing here. So this will get us to just like extend this grass platform. At some point, we will get grass seeds. I think they're quite easy to make, actually. Once we get to the tier 1 capsules, I believe. Yes, once we get to the bio capsule, it won't take that long. And once we get wheat seeds, which also shouldn't take super long, we'll be able to do that. So certain things, as you can see here, are not EMCable. They can't be put in, they can't be put into the system at all because they don't have an EMC value. This is EMC of 1, and this doesn't have it. So what we have to do with these items is just kind of put them on a chest somewhere. Does this not? Okay, no. Regular oak chests do exist, but they're quark oak chests. That's right. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to just take another one out. And what we're going to do is put this down somewhere, I guess. We'll extend the platform in a hot second. We'll put them here for now. So we'll put this in here. These items that we don't particularly need, put them in there. I should pull out some apples and food just because I'm going to need it. As you use Vein Miner or FTB Ultimine, it uses a lot of your hunger. So something that we're going to have to worry about later. But good news, this is done. So once it's all white, you can collect it. Right, you can collect it. And what the point of this is so you can get string. It is in one of the questing lines. We'll go through it in a second. We're going to get rid of all this in a hot minute. Let me get rid of this and then plant one more tree just so we're not completely out. And then we'll put the string in here, which is going to be a lot of EMC to add. And we also have a lot of ex nihilo silkworms, and we'll leave them there. And we can also put like certain tools, I don't know if all of them, if they're low on like durability, you can shove them back in, which, okay, I hadn't put the wand in yet, and take it back out. Actually, the EMC does though go down. It was at 2, so it's at 9. So if you don't want to get rid of it completely, since this is like a low durability or whatever, and you just kind of want to put it back in instead of tossing it, maybe you'll get some EMC back for it, like a very little amount, and you can put it back in and get another one out. Usually I need more than one because they break very often. Another thing that I like that wasn't shown, I don't think it's actually in the utilities thing at all. Oh, it's probably like that. Yeah, there you go. It's the crafting table on a stick, so a handheld crafting table. So we have one in our inventory. I'm gonna just keep it with me at all times. Inventory sort is right here. It's not metal click from what I understand. And there's a trash can right here to do stuff. So looking at our basic resources and what we got, since we got some more dirt because we we put it in the EMC and took out more, instead of going through the organic system of putting it through a barrel and making more like that, I just put it in the EMC system, took out a little more. Some of these quests seem like they're made for a different mod pack, and they were kind of just put in here, which is fine. They're a little useful and helpful to do. So what we did was this: the wooden crook to get silkworms, and then to get the silkworms to make string. So with the string, you can quickly grab it out. I'll just grab a stack because it's easier, and then we'll make some wool, and then we'll shove it back in here, and then get 3 and make a little bed. Yeah, okay. And we'll put this down somewhere. Oh, that tree is kind of short. I don't like that. I want it a little taller so I can stand under it. There you go. Thank you. All right, so we'll put this here, set our spawn. Let's move on to the next quest. What do we got? The next quest is to gather the dust and the sand and the gravel. So let's do that really quickly. Since we do have the EMC values for these items, what I'm going to do is only do it one time. So I'm going to put this here. The hammer's right here. I'm going to put it there and then put it in here. Pull back out the gravel, which gives us the quest, and then do it again. And make sand and put them both back in and then get sand out. I think I hit my caps lock button. And then do it again to get dust. That is all of them completed. I'm glad these exist like this because they're really easy to get. And then the next one is to get compressed grout, because that's the way that we make grout now. If you want to mark something on the left like I just did, it's A. Hover over something and click A. So we want to get compressed gravel, compressed sand, and compressed gravel. What did I say? Sand, gravel, dust. That's the other one. and then we'll also want to get glass. There's no difference in recipe for a furnace, so we're gonna just make one really quickly. I'm gonna put these back and mark it. Probably should just get another one out, and then put it over here. Furnace and a furnace. So we want to make some glass. Since we also have an EMC value for glass, oops, we just want one, and put it in there, and then probably take half of this and then put it in there. Once we get coal, it'll be pretty easy to get all that fuel stuff. We're going to be using it a lot. Once we get Stirling dynamos, that's going to be like our main source of power. So I'll show you some automated stuff to do later. It's quite simple automation, but once we get there, it'll be quite useful. It'll be a lot of fun, actually. Okay, the next thing to do also is to get seared bricks. From what I understand, yes, you melt dirt for some reason to get a seared brick. So that's what I'm going to do currently. So we're going to get the glass and complete the quest while that other thing is going, because it also has EMC value. So all we got to do is get like one. So we got some more glass. I'm going to put it back in the system. It's a little more energy. So we got that. So seared brick in there. We're going to pull them back out. And now we have the complete quest of the 27 seared bricks. So we get some more dirt and some more bread. I'm going to put that back in there. We don't need them currently. I don't need the gravel. And so we have the seared bricks. So what our first quest is to do is to make this little tinkering system. I believe that's kind of like the first thing we're going to do. We're going to get to this later. We're going to get to the tinkering stuff later. And then the steel stuff will take a little while longer. We're going to need a bigger base to do that. So once we get there, it'll be pretty useful. But for now, let's go into this quest line and get everything we need for these automated crafting systems so we can get some EMC. Not completely yet automated because I haven't figured that out yet, but at least mostly automated, and then we put them in by hand. And it should be easy of a system to get started. It's just, we just got to get there first. So we're going to complete all these so we can get the reward. We got to make an animal pen, and we got to make these things really quickly and finish the rest of the line. So the majority of items that we get from this mod are based on resource generators, because from what I understand, this is like a spin-off of a different pack, but this has a more, I guess, more of a priority on EMC instead of the resources, instead of this like a resource generator thing. So there's like 3 tiers, I think, to this, and with the resource generators, they just give you items that you need. So they'll produce not that many catalysts, but they'll produce items to get certain other items. So you'll start with getting like iron and like tin and copper and stuff like that. So you get those items first. But we gotta automate them because there's not an EMC value for certain things. Well, those you need to do like that, but there's not an EMC value for the crystals that you need to make those items. So it's a very easy way to get a lot more. It just takes a while, and you'll need a lot of these. I remember, I think I had like a stack of those placed down when I did this earlier. So yeah, let's move on. We'll get there in a hot second. So the first thing we're gonna do is get the compressed sand, gravel, and dust to make the compressed grout. It does have an EMC value, so all we gotta do is just make the compressed stuff really quickly, and then make it into the compressed grout, which is this thing. Now we have one. All of these are gonna go into there and be learned. The compressed grout is also gonna be learned back in there. All right, so that completes that quest. We get 2 more. And then what we need to do to actually smelt this is make the little smeltery, which is, I think, is a new addition to Tinker's Construct. And it is this tiny little smeltery thing that we make. So we gotta actually, let me get all the recipes for it because I don't know how to make this. This, and this. Does that need glass? Does that need like real glass or like seared glass? I don't know, we'll find out in a sec. I think it's this. It does need actual gauge, so I need more glass. So what we're making currently is this glass, which is something we'll use later. So I'm gonna put it into here. Everything is, I'm gonna just put into the EMC so we can learn it for later. I would recommend doing that just so it's something you can pull out again if it does have an EMC value. So there's the first item. This is the second item, an easier one to make, casting table, which we'll be definitely using later. Well, probably actually. I don't know, it might take a little while before we actually find a use for it, but maybe we'll have a little fun with it. But also, it'll just be something that'll be useful to have set up for when we need to actually use it. Okay, so let's set this up here. We'll just leave it on this platform here. So the seared heater goes on the bottom, the seared melter goes on top, and then the casting table goes right in front, and then the faucet goes right here. So this is the little smelter. This smelts with regular fuel, so I'm gonna put the wood I have in here, and then what we're smelting is compressed grout, and that gives us our first mini resource fragment. So this isn't stopping us from making a full smeltery. I think we can pretty much do that already. All we just need is to have this thing set up really quickly. We just need to have the tier 1 resources because I think we need copper first to make the full smeltery. But once we do have copper, it just makes 2 items. So we can have everything else set up in the way we want it to. So that goes there. This makes the molten grout. I don't know if we need more. I think we do need like a full bucket of them. So I'm gonna need to do this a little more. Oops, don't do that. So this isn't done. It's not creating it yet because it needs a little more. It's not really easy to tell, but it's whatever. So I think I did this like 3 times before it was done, or maybe another time. So we'll just gotta do this. I love how it shows in here. That's so cool. So are you done yet? You needs 1 more. Oh no, it is done. Get these back out before I do that again. Oh, you had more. Oh, because it didn't. It was whatever. So I'm gonna get rid of it here, and then take it out, and then just break it, so we can get rid of that. So that gave us our first little resource fragment, our mini catalyst. This is EMCable, thank God. So the first thing we need to do after we got that is make our resource generator thing. So this is made with cobblestone, and it's made with dirt, or compressed dirt, and compressed cobble. So get rid of that. So what we've got to do is do this and this, and then pull out a little more dirt because I think I need a little more. And that should make, oops, oh God, is that gonna be difficult to break? It might be. And we can make our first tier 1 resource generator. This is also EMCable. So all we gotta do is put it back into the system and let it do its thing. So we're gonna take out a bunch of these, take out a bunch of these. As much as I can take out is that. So we're gonna start doing this by hand first. So we have that made. We need to make some other stuff. So what we're gonna do is put a few of these down, just in an ugly way for now. We have 6 of these generators, so we're gonna stick these in here. These just auto-generate. So since, as long as this catalyst is in here, it auto makes this stuff over time. We'll start slowly automating this, but first we need to get enough of the resources to do that. So we got to show the system that we're like, okay, we understand. We're doing what we're doing. So we need to collect this, and we got our quest complete. This is the thing that isn't EMCable. So we have to automate with these blocks. So we'll have a big block of this thing going and working. So we'll have to do it like that. So I have an extra catalyst. I don't need it. What we're going to do really quickly is make the resources we need first. So the first thing it wanted me to make, I think, was iron. Oh, no, I need to make all of them. So I need to make tin, copper, redstone, coal, and bone meal. That's what this this little tier 1 thing can make. Since we can't get any of those resources before on our own, we needed to do it like this. So we'll make the tin nuggets and the redstone and the copper, bone meal, and finally the coal, which is finally what we need to actually make some other stuff. But we don't have enough resources to kind of make this, so it's whatever. So we're gonna get this, put it back in here. I'm gonna take out the coal really quickly, as much coal as I can. And what we're gonna do really quickly is just make their block counterparts. The same thing with the nuggets. These are also EMCable, so I'm gonna put them into the system. That should be it, I think. I think that's all the stuff we can make. So acquire hardware was a regular quest we can get. It's not a part of the questing book though. And oh, I need more bone meal, so we just gotta. And that's the quest done. So now we're moving on to the sequential fabricator. This will automate crafting items. So coming out of here, well, this reward also gives us item pipes and pipe wrench and sterling dynamo, everything we need to automate. So from what we need here is a bunch of the stuff we just got. We just need to like put it together. But this will start crafting these little things into the ore we want. So right now we gotta make as much as we can. So let this keep going. Because we're gonna need them, and make more of the iron. I think that's the one with the highest return from what I understand. I'm not 100% sure on that. I've just been using iron because it looked like the one that had the highest return. And we're gonna just stick them in there. Then what we're gonna do is get everything we need to make these things. So we need an iron nugget and tin. So we're gonna do this, and this will be the last thing we do today. So an iron nugget and tin ore before. There we go. What? Okay, there you go. And then we're making the tin gear and then putting it in here. Next item we need is to make this thing is some glass and some iron. So we're gonna grab some glass out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and some iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should make the machine frame, which we'll be using this I think quite a bit going forward. So I'm gonna also make sure this is learned. And then that completed something in another quest line, all the way down here in the thermal quest line. So machine frame, we get an extra one, so I can just toss it back in there. Oops, in here. That's 2,000. That's quite a bit for our beginning section, because we need as much EMC we can get at the start it is quite useful to have any bit of EMC, so putting it back in is really nice. And then what else do we need? What does the rest of this need? It needs tin ingots, copper gears. We need copper and iron. Okay, there's the copper gear. Let's learn it, and then take out like 3 or 4. I don't know how much we needed actually. I think we just need 2. And then we need compressed redstone block and tin and a crafting table. The crafting table, compress, or I just need redstone actually because I don't have the redstone compressed yet. I don't have enough EMC to do that yet. Uh-oh. So we're gonna need to really quickly collect a little more. We can make a little more iron nuggets, and then it's up here, and then we can stick it back into the system, and then have enough to make the redstone thing now. Yay! We're really scarce on EMC for a good while. It does take a little while to actually get going, and even when you get to that point, I think I'm gonna keep this system running for tier 1s all the way till tier 3, or at least until, just as long as something's being automated. Once I can get this actually automating into the transmutation table, that would be nice. It's gonna take a little while to get there, I believe, because we need I mean, I can put the transmutation table, I guess, like down somewhere and have it automated go in, but putting it in manually probably goes just as fast. So we're gonna try and make this last thing. So we'll get there eventually, but I would love to automate it going into the transmutation table already. I just don't think that's possible yet. I think I need to get another transmutation table first and do it like that. But now we have our first sequential fabricator. It is quite expensive, but once we get to actually using it, it'll be nice. So that was our very first quest line completed. We'll do these later. I'm gonna need to do some building, and we'll probably do that within the next episode. But we got a lot done very quickly. I'm learning everything really quickly just so I don't lose it. But we'll be using a lot of this. So essentially what we're gonna do, let me just show you. Also something that I got confused on the first time. Okay, well, you can use this wrench as well to move the orientation. I think it just kind of does it. I want to orientate it down. Is there a way to okay, well, that's fine. I'll just do it like this. Okay, so this is the only point I believe that actually exports power. What we gotta do is do this and then put this underneath it. So that sets up a pretty clean system as well though. And then once you're going to do that, you're going to have this running. So you put the items in here. And if I'm making iron, I'm going to check mark it. And once any item goes in here and it has power, which I guess it would just use coal, which I have coal pulled out probably more than enough. Leave it in there. It starts crafting. It's crafting these iron nuggets. So what we can do right now before we actually start putting them in the spot, because I don't want to automate it here, I'm going to move it somewhere else, is I'm going to just put them in here. Let that automate, and then we're going to take it back out, and then we're going to put it in here. This is not a very easy way of doing it, but as you can see, it grows a little, and that's the vision for later, to automate this. Well, these will just be automated, directly connected into this, and they'll be putting it in automatically into this section, and then they will be exported somewhere else. And probably what I had last time was also have another sequential fabricator creating iron bars, because it was taking way too much space using the nuggets. And also I think there's a slight difference in EMC value from 9 nuggets to 1 bar, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure. Either way, it saves space, so we'll do that later. We'll set it up properly the second episode. For now, I'm pretty happy with the progress we got. We got a good amount of things done. We got all this finished, the entirety, not that, the entirety of this first quest line done. And well, this section, right? We'll get here later. This is optional stuff that we don't need yet. I just kind of want this to get the chapter reward, so we'll get there eventually. Which I don't know which one it is. It's this one. So we'll get there at some point, which gives us 64 blocks of iron, which is a good amount of EMC to start with. But yeah, we'll get to these later. These are also just kind of little quests that we'll be able to use, and things will be useful for later. We still haven't made clay yet. We'll do that with the buckets, so we need to go to this first, and then we'll do these as well. So we'll get there. Free items, right? That's right. I forgot about this. There's free items for 1,000 downloads, and a little buddy will also spawn him in at the end of the episode. So this was for, did it say? It had said. Oh, this one's for the 1,000. So this is just free fluorite, but this is for the 1K downloads for, I guess, the amount of people that played. So what button did that say that was before I get off? P. There it is. I was like, where the fuck is it? There we go. Look at him. That's not it. I wish there's not a zoom button. It really confuses me. That book opens. But we got a little guy, and he can hold items and do things, I guess. I don't know if they're useful. That's his name tag. I don't want to name tag him like that. But he can, I guess, do stuff. He just kind of walks around, does things. I can probably put armor on him later. But for now, that'll be it. I really enjoyed playing this, and I'm excited to continue. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode, and if you did, you're welcome to comment and like and subscribe. You can definitely do all of those things, but if you would just leave a like, I would appreciate it. I definitely would like to finish this series. It would be a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying this mod pack so far. I really do like the EMC mod. I think it is one of my favorites, just because it's like, it gives an automation feel, but it also is like kind of easy to pull things out and get things. There's not a lot of grinding. There is grinding, but not like in a tedious way for one item. If it has an EMC value, I can take out a bunch of stuff. If I want to build, I can take out all these things and use them for building materials, and that's nice. So I'm going to try and make this island look a little nice. I'm not amazing at building, but you know, I'll definitely be doing that. I'll probably expand a little over the next episode, maybe even before, just like make this platform a little bigger. And yeah, we'll see where we go. But I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode, and there will be another one hopefully soon. I'm planning to try and release these sequentially and have a few episodes ready and have them all like come out one after another, maybe 3 episodes a week. At least that's what I'm trying. I'm gonna try and say it so I can have the ability to be like, oh, this is what I said. I'm gonna try and actually do it. So yeah, I hope you guys are having fun. If you would like to play this mod pack, it is on CurseForge. I believe that's where I'm playing it on the Twitch one. Yeah, that one. I think it's on CurseForge. I'm pretty sure on Overwolf, whatever. But I hope you guys continue and enjoy this series, and if you guys do enjoy this series, there will be more, and I'll be playing more mod packs and doing more things like this because I really enjoy playing this game. Modded Minecraft is a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you guys then.